This may be a riser first here. Nothing really all so fascinating, but I've got a octagonal button. A button in the shape of an octagon. Well, that's kind of cool. The shank is broken, but at least it's still there anyway. Anyway, gang, we are out in a typhoon. At least the wind would make you think so. But anyway, gang, we're in the woods, so we got a little bit of cover. The bugs are out. Oh my goodness, the bugs are out. I tell you. Anyway, gang. All right, gang. Well, about 4 inches down, we're in a field, which I don't know how long we're going to be able to do this field because it is now raining. We kind of left the other spot because of rain, and now it's starting to rain again. And anyway. We're going to try to metal detect in between the raindrops. But, yeah, we got a flat button. Anyway, gang, stay tuned. Alright, gang, well, we're starting to get wet, but, it's okay. For right now, anyway. It's only about 56 degrees, believe it or not. Yesterday, I was sweltering, and today, why, it's, I'm fighting a chill. Anyway, gang, got a button. Big old flat button.
Alright, gang, well, it's after work. Now, I did remember my equipment. I remember to put my equipment in the car thinking I was going to go right from work out into the woods and go treasure hunting. Well, I remembered the important stuff. I remembered my pinpointer, remembered my detector, remembered my earphones, but I didn't remember my camera. And so, yeah, this is coming to you via cell phone. So sorry if it's a little shoddy, not as clear or anything else. But anyway, gang, I've got to find. And I have to say, there's the hole. And I do have to say, hey, there's my detector. There's the Gear AT Pro. There's my... Anyway, gang, this signal sounded like an aluminum can. And if I didn't think otherwise, I wouldn't have been stabbing the ground like I was. But anyway, I was pleasantly surprised. A pocket watch. And I'm going to go ahead and put that pocket watch in my pocket. And we'll take it on home and clean it up. But I don't really think it's that old of a pocket watch. But we can take a better look at it after we get it on home. Anyway, gang, hey, I've just started. Hopefully there will be more. And I'm actually just kind of exploring around a little bit. Historic aerials in this site, believe it or not, it was no help whatsoever because this was all once plowed, believe it or not. And it's amazing how nature just kind of takes back over. But I'm kind of near a water source, so I'm thinking I may be able to stumble upon something colonial in this area. And so I thought I'd take a walkabout. Now, I'm one of those old heads. I learned treasure hunting from some older guys who basically never had historic aerials, who were basically field walkers. And of course, they would look for, you know, shards of ceramic or anything else like that that the colonials would have left around. And that would have been X marks the spot. And of course, we're also talking about guys that depended upon their local library to do a lot of their treasure hunting. Because again, they didn't have historic aerials. Now, I'm kind of like a hybrid. I use both. I use both the library, go field walking or woods walking. And still, I will still tinker around with the historic aerials. But anyway, gang, that's just me. I know the younger generation prefers more technological stuff, but I don't think you should ever lose touch or the experience of using your local resources like your historical society or your library. Anyway, why am I lecturing in the woods? I'm actually out here talking to myself. Anyway, no, I'm talking to you fine folks. Anyway, gang, well, there'll be more, I hope. Stay tuned. All right, gang. Well, here's fluke number 2. And what I was doing, I was following what I kind of picked up on as small iron, which I was figuring for nails, but not a whole lot. So I'm thinking I'm doing a like a fence line, and wound up here. And I've got a flat button. And still got shankage. Anyway, gang, we are going to keep plugging along. I think I'm going to try and scout out a little bit in this area to see if anything is kind of local. See if that cluster of iron increases or whatnot. But anyway, gang, there should be more. Stay tuned.
All right, gang. Well, it is time to clean up some of this mess. Oh, my goodness. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I can just get to be almost a borderline hoarder with metal detecting finds. And so you know what, gang? It's time to clean up some of these and put them away. And we're going to go through kind of the little process, and I will actually put some things in the tumbler to get cleaned up. And we'll take a look at what they look like after they come out. Now, not everything is going to go in that tumbler, because broken bits is no fun. For an example, if you have a two-piecer button, this is already broken. If you have a two-piecer button, do not ever put that in a tumbler, because then instead of it will be a two-piecer, it'll be in two separate pieces. But also too, if I have any buttons that still have the shank attached, like that one will not go in the tumbler either, because I don't want that shank separated. However, there's plenty of buttons here that I've already got the shank gone, and we'll go ahead and put that in the tumbler. And anyway, you'll see more of that in a little bit. But also, too, my treasure says, hey, clean up that table a little bit. So, you know, we're going to do that, too. You know, we're going to go ahead and, here, I'll give you a look what's over here. And, oh, by the way, I got my keys out. Keys and various other bits, stuff that's got to be sorted. And I got my photography felt. Oh. And notes. Tables littered with notes, which I'm doing my research with, and gotta kind of keep those organized. And just so you guys know, I fill up about maybe 2 of these pads a week between writing different articles and notes before putting them into the computer. And here's some Cheval de Frise notes I'm taking, and let's see what this is. Oh, this is the British abandoned Philadelphia, March to June 1778. This is actually a really good book. It's the American Revolution, Writings from the War of Independence. It's actually a handy dandy book. This is actually letters and whatnot written by the folks who was there. It's actually no narrative. You're just actually reading letters from person A to person B, and basically whatever it is that they may be relating. Let's see what else we got. Oh, we also got, it's a it's a receipt for somebody who's been buried. Let's see, this is back in 1903. Let's see, we got a casket that's $40, a pillow which is $5. Wow, 1903 to 2018. You know, on sale, I can get a pillow at one of the cheap department stores between $3 and $5. I'm trying to think. Oh, Kohl's. Kohl's had a sale for $3 for a pillow. See that? Wow, we can do better than 1903. Anyway, got handles and plate, $9. I think that says a lease. I wonder what would be leasing. I wonder if it's like the plot in the ground. What does that say? A robe? Sometimes the older handwriting is a little bit hard to make out. Carnations and similar, $1.70. Notice and stamps, 65 cents. Mrs. Heintz's services, $1. Wonder what kind of services that was. Embalming, $5. And anyway, back in 1903, it cost $99.85 to bury this person. Anyway, gang, that's a little bit of interest, but we'll move right along. And then we got some finds that we got from weeks past. There we see the cow's tooth. We got some pieces of pipe and a coin that we found a couple weeks ago. I mean, all this stuff you guys have already seen. And there's some notes, unfortunately. I got some treasure sitting on. And anyway, gangs, but you will see more of this stuff as it comes out clean. And for the most part, in this video, we're going to concentrate on the buttons after they come out of the tumbler. And we'll take a look at them. And, oh, there's my coin cup. We won't look in there just as of yet. We'll actually go through that in a bit. And yeah, I got a quarter holder sticker on my coin cup. And we did a video of that some time ago. Basically, it's a recycled chew tobacco tin. Well, it's not tin anymore. It's just plastic. But and that actually does very, very well. Here's a button that I've got as of yet to clean up. And maybe I'm giving you a sneak preview. We might as well do it now. But you guys haven't seen that yet. You guys haven't seen anything on the side there. If you guys are on my Twitter or Facebook, you probably have already seen the watch. But, well, we'll see all of this a little bit coming up in a bit. And we're just going to get this stuff, like I said, cleaned up and put away. So, anyway, gang, stay tuned. Anyway, gang, see what happens when you clean up your stuff? You get to find stuff you forgot you found. Such as this very fragile shell button. That's right, that's shell, that's not bone. And I forgot I had, that was a surface find. Well, obviously, yeah, because your metal detector will not pick up shell. Anyway, so yeah, I found that shell button, and yeah, gang, I forgot I had found it. Also, too, something else I forgot I found, which I don't think ever made it into any kind of video, was this bail seal. And I don't know if you guys can make it out, but it has an eagle on the one side of it. Or what I think is an eagle. And on the other side, we got some lettering. And as of yet, I do not know what that means. But yes, I'll be giving this a good cleaning as well. And we'll be looking it up as I'm waiting for my first batch inside the tumbler to get through. And if you guys want a sneak peek at that, there it is. I went ahead and selected what I wanted to be tumbled. And again, anything that was fragile or anything that still had a shank on it is not going in here. Or anything that has a unique or intricate design is not going in here. Because you don't want to just wear it smooth. My big objective here is just to get the loose dirt off. Now, I still have the original rocks in here that came with the tumbler. Now, some people I know use a finer grain. Sometimes they'll even use sand, like a really fine silica sand. And but anyway, like I said, anything that's in here isn't really all that. It's okay. It's not going to really be on display. It's actually probably all these various bits of stuff is going to go into a repurposed milk bottle that I put stuff in. And maybe this will be the start of another one. But you'll see at the very end. But anyway, gang, so yeah, stay tuned for that. I also will add a little bit of Dawn liquid dish soap. And obviously the water, and then put it on. But anyway, I moved this whole operation indoors. Usually I do this in my garage, but for the sake of the video, why, yeah, gang, we are going to do it inside the house. And I'll probably put this inside of a basin as not to make any more of a mess than I potentially already have to make. But anyway, and I'll throw a couple other little odds and ends in there. Anyway, gang, stay tuned. There will be more. And real quick, gang, just to reiterate, in case I haven't said already before, never, ever, except for clad. If you want to clean your clad, or whatnot, but do not ever clean your coins in this tumbler. Now, I hate to sound like that, but at the same time, I just wanted to preemphasize. If you find a large scent out in the field and you want to clean it, don't do it this way. Please. Pretty please. I beg of you. Don't do it this way. Anyway, gang, hey, stay tuned. There will be more. All right, gang. Well, if I was still doing this in the garage, why, I wouldn't necessarily have this in this basin. But since we're inside the house, why, just as a preventative measure, because after all, you're dealing with water inside of here. And why, not to make a mess, why, yeah, we got it inside this basin. By the way, this belt here, if you guys can see or not on the tumbler, believe it or not, you know what a good replacement belt is for that? You know those bracelets you can find if you're doing any kind of beach detecting. Those little rubber bracelet things that for different causes and whatnot. Well, anyway, hopefully you guys know. I don't think I have one. I'd show you. But anyway, if you cut one of those in half lengthways, you can make 2 belts, and they work probably a little bit better than the original, only because they don't slip even when they get wet. And like you can actually tell, I'm actually pressing on it pretty darn good. So there's enough tension, but yet it's taut enough. Anyway, gang, hey, we're gonna plug this in and give it a whirl, and stay tuned. There'll be more. Alright, gang, as we continue on, we are continuing cleaning stuff up. In the background, you can hear the tumbler going. And we went ahead and put a couple of coins in holders to be placed in my coin folder. And this one is no different. I wrote down where I found it and any unique features about it. This happens to be that large scent that has the CENS, what it looks to be anyway. And, you know, it just may be either an alteration or damage. But unfortunately, we just may never, ever know. Anyway, it's unique, and I like it. So, yeah, in the coin folder book, it will go, the binder. And, anyway, gang. Also, too, my treasure, she happened to found another one of these little bracelets, as I was telling you about earlier. And basically you would cut it down the center this way, keeping the loop intact. So anyway, like I said, if you have a tumbler and you happen to see one of these on the beach, do pick it up, because you can actually make yourself a spare belt for your tumbler. Ah, there's your cost-saving tip from Reiser. Anyway, gang, hey, stay tuned. There will be more. Alright, gang, here we are with our buttons that we just got out of the tumbler. And basically, you've already seen we rinsed them off quite a bit, and we're going to just kind of see how they come out. Now, some of these are what they are, and we are here at the drying table where I got a towel. We're going to, for the most part, just let them air dry. But so far, what I've seen, there are new discoveries to be made already. And I tell you what, that dirt hides a lot. And here's one in particular. Now, I would imagine that at some point that button lost its shank and it was reused. Basically, they made new holes to sew that button back on. Anyway, I thought that was really, really cool. And again, that was something that filth and grime has hid for years, and it's like there's really any value to this button. But now that I see that, boy, that actually comes kind of really significant to me anyway. Because I always love to see things that have been repurposed during the colonial era. Because they didn't really have their local hardware store or local haberdashers or etc. No, they had to make do with what they had. And you even see sometimes mugs, plates, and etc. actually altered because, yeah, you didn't want to drink, you don't want to lose your drinking vessel or etc. because there was actually no getting another one. You see a lot of that during the Revolutionary War with soldiers reusing broken bits of stuff. And really, when stuff became unusable, that was when it kind of got tossed, but not until it became completely unusable. All right, gang, welcome back. And yeah, we have a second batch in the tumbler as we speak, and a little bit later on we'll be going over the whole lot. And yeah, stay tuned for that. But anyway, gang, back to this stuff. Well, did find some stuff, and through the middle of the week we found that button, and I think I'm on a site. I just haven't located the house yet. Right now I'm following a fence line, and not only did I find that button and a bunch of iron, but I also found that pocket watch. And again, gang, there's only one thing that would make this watch better, is if it actually worked. But we'll probably will clean this up a little bit better and take a really good look at it. But I think it's just too cool. I don't think I've ever found a complete pocket watch. Always have found the bits and pieces and whatnot, but never, ever the whole. But anyway, gang, as promised, and some of you guys may have tuned in the other night during our test. Our live stream test via phone for the event on June 23rd. And, well, it can only get better from here. We'll just leave it at that. Anyway, gang, did find some more surface finds, found some more tobacco pipe bits. And I've got some teeth marks to look at on the next live stream, by the way, the regular Tuesday night live stream. I probably made this joke already, but I like the joke. I'm sorry. See, tobacco's bad for you. Everybody who smoked these pipes are now dead. Anyway, gang, big old button. And I'm sorry that there's really not all that much footage of this hunt because yeah, gang, it was storming, and once we started hitting targets, we just did not want to leave. And to the point where after we started hiking back to the car, there was lightning, and yeah, back to the car we went. And here's a great big bit of buckle. And this, I have yet to identify yet. Let's see if I can get in there closer to it. Now, the side with the bust is the best side. However, I do not think we are going to have enough to fully identify it. We may be able to partially identify it, but like I said, it does not get any better than this. I tell you what, come back Tuesday for Reiser's Treasure Hunting Emporium's live stream, and we'll actually take a look at it underneath the coin cam. But I thought that was quite exciting. And as you can see on the back, it is really just burnt. It's flat. Well, wait, maybe. Am I getting a little bit of Britannia there? Just maybe. Anyway, gang, yeah, hang around for tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be on the Reiser's Treasure Hunting Emporium's live stream. We'll take a look at it underneath the coin cam. And got some more tobacco pipe bits. And then the buttons. I tell you what, gang, we got actually some really, really nice buttons. You know, that may excite me. These buttons are actually more exciting to me. And shank, unfortunately, is gone on this one. And got some more buckle bits. More buckle bits. Buckle bits with a design. I may have an actual matching piece of that buckle. Another button. And here's the button I'm most proud of. This one here. And the shank is still attached. But anyway, gang, we'll clean some of this stuff up, and we'll take a look at it live on the live stream tomorrow night. So do hang around for that, and also too, stick around after this tumbler finishes with this batch of stuff, namely buttons. Why, we'll go ahead and take a look at it. Anyway, gang, I'm going to go ahead and clean up some buttons with some shanks on it, and put those over there as well. So yeah, hang around. We'll see you in a bit. Alright, gang, well, we finished tumbling for the evening, and well, we're just going to pick out a few choice things, just see what came out. And there were a couple of surprises. Now, this bit of a buckle, actually, I don't know if you guys can make it out or not, actually has a little bit of a design to it. And one strange thing, this is actually not a buckle. And I don't really, I'm sorry, not a button. And I actually don't know what it is. And if you guys can make out what that says, why, do give me a shout, because I would love to know. And threw in an old brooch that I had found, an old pin. Hey, I even threw the teeth in there just to give them a little bit of a glistening. And there's a key I found on a farm field some time ago. And I threw in this bit of fork. Mangled old fork. But there were some surprises. And we're going to see if we can't really pick those out for you. Oh, this one. Actually, there was silver in the bunch. If you guys happen to remember that, it's a cufflink from a couple episodes ago. It says either SK or KS. And at first didn't quite know what to make of it, and here it turns out it's silver. And a couple of the buttons, after they've gotten run through, actually have revealed designs after getting all the crud and corrosion off. Now again, I don't recommend doing the tumbler with anything with a shank, because after all, the shanks are quite delicate. And got some key bits I ran through. That thing, I have no idea what it is, whether it's half of a two-piecer or what, but I have no idea. And I know some guys are going to cringe, but yeah, I threw it came from the farm field. It was already mangled. Threw the thimble in there. And believe it or not, some stuff actually came out with gilding. And probably if I had really known that was on there, probably wouldn't have put that in there either. But you just can't. Some of the stuff you just can't hurt any more than what it already is. After all, it's been in the ground for probably 300 years. And a bit of a buckle. That buckle, that buckle I did by hand. That did not go in the tumbler. And there's a suspender clip that I did put in there, and after it got cleaned up, it reveals a little star. And oh, there's Jesus. And anyway, some of the other stuff I did by hand. And a couple things revealed some designs. Oh, this buckle. I'm going to have to brag about this buckle a little bit. That there is probably the second best buckle I've ever found as far as intricate design. And I'm quite proud of that. But anyway, gang, that's what we got. And hopefully this has been some help to you. And like I say, when you choose to clean your stuff, you always got to kind of think of whether or not you're damaging it, and whether or not you'll kind of reveal more than what you're going to lose. And in this case, like I say, I do the buttons that the shanks are gone, and yeah, they kind of really don't have any much hope of revealing anything. And sometimes you get a surprise. You know, you'll get a button that has an intricate design, or you'll have stuff that, oh boy, you just never quite realize what it was. And we're going to be taking a look at it.